It's really eerie when you're 18, 19 years old and they're asking you to write out a will and decide, what's going to happen when you're dead. For most of us, what we left back there was our innocence and our youth. We got into Vietnam and put the airplanes to bed for the night, and that night we got hit by a rocket attack. And I spent the next 13 months scared to death that I was going to die. My main goal was to get home. That was the only thing that was important to me. And then you got back, and your reality had changed. And for a lot of us, we came back and our friends were still over there. So you realize that, I may be having fun here in the States, but I've got buddies over there that may be still dying. I accepted Christ as my Lord in 1976, which was 6 years after I got out of the military and got back from Vietnam. But what I didn't realize at the time was I had this little box that I had labeled Vietnam and tied a little ribbon around it and stuffed it back in my emotional closet that I hadn't allowed him into. And so I continued to struggle from 1976 until 1990. At that same time, there was a half-scale Vietnam memorial wall on display. Every time I tried to cross that barrier, I felt like I was being sucked into that wall. I felt like I fit better with the names of the guys that were on that wall than I did with the people I'd been living with for 25 years. And that's when my wheels fell off. I started having nightmares and flashbacks and all kinds of problems, and I was sure I was going crazy. I didn't know what was going on. And because of our military training, we believe that we can do it on our own. We're tough and we're strong, and hey, being a Marine, give me a break. Until we turn over to Christ, we don't really gain any of that knowledge of what true healing is. I turned everything over to him and allowed him to deal with what I had been struggling with for 25 years. I haven't forgotten what I went through. I can sit here right now and close my eyes and be right back in a moment. But the pain that was associated with that, the guilt that was associated with that, it's not there. And that's part of what I'm doing today with the ministry and working with veterans and trying to help them to keep from going through what I went through for 25 years of just struggling with what happened to me in Vietnam. There were 3 million of us that served in Vietnam, and 58,000 never got a chance to come home. Memorial Day is what that's about. It's remembering those who never got a chance to come home, those who are still 18, 19 years old, never had a chance to be husbands or wives or grandparents, and we owe it to them to remember them. That's what it's about.